Africa and China. Comparing Africa and China, here we are saying, oh, in the morning, in the evening, in the whatever. And churches are recommending people pray from Monday to Sunday. In China, people are making chips. Yeah, this is it. This is GreatMinds Podcast, episode 31. This is how we do it, and this is how we roll. As usual, I'm JW, and I'll be producing and also co-hosting this show. And of course, we'll first go through our segments for this podcast. Of course, we're going to our introductions. We are going to look at the diplomatic swearing in of our president. We are looking at the new term, Chisanja no sleep. We'll look at how AAA has fallen and the curse of the three women for AAA. Of course, we'll look into Kabanda versus Namere, the new CDF and the power of corruption. Of course, we'll look into the politician scam, that's the likes of Shamim Malende. We'll look into Eddy Kenzo and Nyamutoro. And of course, we'll look into the Kadaga speech as a patriotic speech for the NRM cadres. I'll have to bring us into our second segment, that is the prom and mega functions. We'll look at the advantage, the disadvantages, and why prom should be abolished. We'll get into the local content, where we'll be looking at Magogo should follow his wife. And we'll look into the World Cup qualifier for Uganda team, that is under 17, and it's old age. We'll look into the tech show, that is the flopped drone show that happened of recently, first of its kind here. We'll look into the FA Cup final, that is Man City versus Chelsea. And then, of course, we'll look into segment 7, that will be the EPL. We'll look into the game week 36. And its reaction, very well, West Ham managed to give us the trophy. And then, of course, look into the table as it stands. And the trophy contenders, very well know that Raya already has his golden glove. We'll look into the fantasy team. And we'll focus on Nama Vundulij and its cup. It's nearly getting to semi-finals, right? Yeah. And of course, we'll look into our teams and prediction for game week 37. And of course, we'll conclude with Chisanja no sleep and our term for being happy, no matter whatever it takes. So before we jump into this show, previously we began with the show with an interesting song from one of our great artists here. He has been in the music industry, I think, for over 30 years. They are literally the starters of this music industry, and that is none other than Ronald Mainja. And we'll start off with this song for Africa. Now, the content in there, you have to. I think it's in Uganda, so we'll try to dissect as we get into it. Listen and enjoy. Kuba tugitunda manyiyo Africa teriyayamba All right. Ebintu byakola ki?
Byasoba dda.
Ebintu byasoba.
Yeah, yes, hello everyone. This is Double S as usual. and you're back. So, yeah, we have some new guests in the studio. So, as JW has gone through our agenda today, we'll be getting into it.
Yeah.
And off to you, JW.
All right. So, like we had said earlier, and what the theme song was saying, to be akolachi.
Yeah, so
If you hear that song at the beginning, if you watch the video, you realize that there's a guy with the map of Africa and with its demarcation. And at the end of the near tours, before they start singing, is that everyone is scrambling and partitioning, taking a piece of Africa. So to start off, and this is something that we hinted on last time, is that the president finally, you know, the likes of NUP where tajja kulayira tukakuume tukakolechi tukawambe. But as we speak, our president, the one and only, the general, finally is into his 6th term, if I'm not mistaken.
yes.
And something which was spectacular, very many guests were available, came through. Now what is interesting is, like, you know what he always says, is patriotic. Do what you feel like makes you happy. People had their suits on, made from Turkey. Those ones have those ones made maybe locally here. You know, we had one of our, I don't want to say student speaker, came up with a very extravagantly expensive dress.
Yes.
But our president, the main man for the function, came in his usual white shirt. And part of the words that he said in the beginning was, Chisanja, no sleep. Were you surprised in our president dressing attire?
No, of course not. He's a dictator.
No, the president is not a dictator.
He is a dictator.
He's not. He's a free guy.
Okay, if he says tomorrow no working, will you go to work?
No, but
Isn't that dictatorship?
Will he dictate?
Yes, that's dictatorship.
The swearing was declared a public holiday.
Yes, which is dictatorship.
It was
and it became a
factual
public holiday.
because we are getting into a new term. Remember, when the president swears in, at that moment, we don't have a parliament, we don't have any minister.
Yes.
Oh, they are actually, as we speak now, whoever minister or whatever that is having a government entity, they're supposed to return it back because they don't qualify for those. Okay? Now, when the president comes on and says, right now is the one-man army now, actually.
A dictator.
Him and the government. Until, I think a few MPs have, I think they concluded their swearing in yesterday.
Yeah.
So until when the parliament sits for the first time, and by that time we will also have the cabinet, then that's when we'll have a government. But as we speak now, we have the most prominent president of Africa.
Prominent?
Yes, exactly. The patriotic president of Africa. See how he came through. It doesn't have to be dictated on how he's supposed to dress up. It doesn't have to waste a lot of money on this dressing attire. No. I mean, he has sweared in I don't know how many times. So he has no one to prove to a point.
Yes.
So the whites you saw there that were there came putting on their their suits and ties and etc. But he came in with a free man with his daughter on the sides. Why do you have issues with that? He's
no,
not
I
a
don't have
dictator.
issue with that. He's a dictator. He is a dictator.
Did he dictate? Has he dictated anything into this term so far?
Yes.
Do you have any issue with Chisanja no sleep?
No, I have no issue. I think for you to successfully rule in Africa, you have to be a dictator.
And you verify your statement. Verify your statement.
All the presidents are not dictators, have not lasted for more than 2 terms.
So you think like Anita
And
losing
their
the
countries
MP
are
seats, she's
bankrupt.
not she's a dictator? She's
Who?
not a dictator, Anita?
Of course she was.
So, and you think it is easy to rule a country for over 40 years? Do
No,
you know the concept of that leadership comes from God?
I don't believe that.
So, I mean, it's there. You know what happened during campaign. Kalonde, Kakume, Kabanje, tajja kulayira. We had that in the previous episode. I mean, in the previous elections. We've had it these elections. And then during the swearing in, they said the president, in quotes, was going to return. Where is he?
He's not a president.
Exactly. So why do they keep on? So what I'm trying to say here is that you have a chance to sleep. Okay? You've seen all the development. You saw of the development that he talked about. You saw the poultry farm that he was showcasing, because he said for him he doesn't want to talk. That's why this time he came with visuals. He came with vision. He's the only one in this country that has a vision. He came with all those visuals to showcase to people what is happening around our country. And you saw a lot of improvements. You saw a lot of changes that the man has brought up on the board. You had the story of Kamuri and some people that were fighting to stand in for certain electoral positions. But after listening to his advice, now the guy is making over, I don't know how much trays of eggs in a day, in a week. And they were talking in the billions. So all those achievements for his generations, for the time that he has been in power. So how are we able, or how have we been able to reach to that? And then you refer to him as a dictator?
Yes, the best presidents Uganda has had are both dictators. First, Idi Amin Dada, the best Ugandan president in the history.
In your own history?
No, in all history.
What did Amin Dada do?
Everything that our current president hasn't done. For you to successfully rule Africa, you have to be a dictator. And you have seen what he did. He came with visuals.
Yeah.
You know, he has ministers and a lot of minions he can send around to post, to tell us what he wants to tell us. But he comes and tells everything by himself. What does that mean? He's a dictator.
No, I mean, at that moment, you cannot say, Minister XYZ, come and give my speech. No, he had to tell us. And he actually even projected what we are going to happen. What is going to happen in the next 5 years. And to me it's a good plan, because the previous we've been saying the president yatuo turo. As we speak now, he said this is Chisanja no sleep. Now, in collaboration to Chisanja no sleep, you've seen already. Remember, the PLU had endorsed AAA previously, but you saw no sooner the president had sworn in. There was a press conference from the General Secretary for PLU, and the speech was retracting the support for the AAA. Very soon, no sooner. Remember, this lady has just passed the sovereignty bill a few weeks back, thinking he's above the world, thinking Uganda is now in his control, thinking that he has already been endorsed for speakership. Thursday, every hour looked like a year for her. As we speak, all the security has been retracted. The barricade along her house has been taken off. In other words, she's a normal person now.
She's still an MP.
Remember, this is the person that has the hospital in Bukedia. And most of the buildings, she named them against towards the first family. There's Natasha building, there is the MK building. They are all like, trying to throw lights into that. But you saw, we said, Ani agora ensi kuba tukolachi tujitunda. That is what the song we played in the beginning. In 5 years, how can you accumulate all that wealth? In 5 years, the whole sector is crumbling. And you in power, you think it is our turn, it is your turn to eat and consume our money. And the president does not tolerate corruption. They won in office. They retracted Anita for being speakership. They have fronted another person. Do you have any problem with that?
She has a hospital. She has a school.
And a nursing school.
She has a microfinance business.
Yes.
She has a money.
Kakweza, there's a gentleman called Kakweza was saying that they were blocked together a few years back. Extremely blocked. And Anita words were like, she actually has borrowed, she has a money lending company that nearly all the MOPs owe her money.
Yeah, her business is booming.
The question is, where is that money coming from? So, you see, is that abaganda bagamba okalyadda kaddadda, right? So, this lady, when she was contesting, there were 3 women that she was contesting against. Do you know what happened?
No.
She literally imprisoned some of them, scared them, and she came out unopposed. If a president, the presidential candidate, or there were many presidential candidates, how about an MP? You think in the whole of the Bukedia district, she's the only intelligent person there?
Of course
You
not.
think there are no people in Bukedia that can also contest for speakership? Now, you see, the curse of these three women is now onto her. And already she's saying that the God that she believes in and she trusts will defend her. But my dear, the God
against African voodoo.
is because apparently she said that Kadaga is on her neck and Kadaga has bewitched her to the extreme. But surprisingly, this is all her making. No one told her to buy a Rolls Royce. Okay? No one told her to give money to Namere to start distributing money to fellow MPs. No one told her to do anything like that. So, do you think is that the curse for these three women is following her up, or the Ugandans' tears are the one now following her up?
None of the above.
So what do you think could be her downfall? Because she's nearly going down.
I think everything that has happened is because of her.
But she's no longer has any drone material to her. All that has been taken off.
And there's one problem. Her brain.
What is wrong with her brain?
The reasoning is off.
The speaker?
Former speaker.
She has been a speaker for 5 years?
Because we had nothing to do. Once you go in, we have to wait for your reign to end.
Well, but that's the justification whereby people say, is a come, is a go. Because you saw how she became a speaker. I mean, from nowhere she became a speaker. Of course, after losing the late speaker, she became a speaker. And her going is too dramatic.
Because for the people who have been in the government for 40 years, have you ever seen anyone buy a car worth billions?
No, even our president doesn't have that. The first son confessed that of all his entire life, he has never sat in any of that car.
So the problem is her brain.
Or maybe that is worth in the adulthood, that she landed into money and she started, People have been going to her office actually kneeling down for her. People have been begging her, seriously begging her. You see what our Fufa president is doing. All the chaos that he has done, removing all the necessary term limits, and we will discuss about him at a later date. But it's because of this woman. This woman has tried to make sure that Kadaga suffers to the worst. Now imagine if she doesn't come for speakership, and they don't give her any ministerial role, and she becomes an ordinary MP. And for your information, there are petitions against her for corruption. And chances are, if they are successful, she's likely to lose the MP seat also.
Then she will go and sell the Rolls Royce. And she'll still be rich. 3 billion.
Let me tell you one
and
thing.
Also, the husband is still in a leadership position. So
you see, there are two things which usually happen. Is that you remember Gilbert Kenya? He was a VP.
Yes.
And when before he was a Katikiro for Uganda Kingdom, then he was elevated to become a VP. But then he did some funny thing somehow, and they became a part with the president. That man had a hotel that collapsed. One thing you need to know is that the government is the highest employer. That is number one.
Yes.
Number two, the government has all the money in this country. It literally has over 80% of the money we have here in Uganda. Why? If the government chooses to construct a road, you know very well that we now collect local revenue whereby we can be in position to construct our local roads.
Yes.
Now, if the government chooses to go against you, that school will fail. That is number one. All hotels that she has will fail. Number two, the taxes that you've taken, all our money that you've stolen will be detracted back. And before you knew it, you will be in prison. So now tell me, where would our rich help her?
She can move to Canada.
No, they have sanctioned her. She cannot go there. She cannot go to the US. She cannot go to Canada. They have sanctioned that she cannot move anywhere. Actually, her entire life is supposed to be here in Uganda, maybe, and a few African countries. But if our president says so, that you're supposed to stay here, actually, according to the Thursday meeting, she was even told to avoid the media and to literally stay in her place. So indirectly, the president was saying house arrest because she has committed a catastrophe. 3.4 billion worth a car. Interns are not being paid. And then you think you are going to sit our man and we let you go like that? The president has reacted. You see the CDF has reacted.
Where does that money come from?
From within here.
And I'm saying, who gives her the money? Because she's not in the finance ministry.
No, but the thing is, when you're a speaker, all the money that goes to all government entities pass through the parliament.
Yes.
Okay?
And all you have to do is put a signature.
All allocations pass through the government. Now, remember, she is in the parliament. She's the speaker. And the parliament has what we call trips. My dear, if you're in that parliament and then you don't be on those trips to go outside the country, vetting, see how things are done, you'll be a block MP. And you've seen some block MPs here, but they are those luxurious MPs because literally they are ever on the plane. And you know how much they pay every time you move? $900 per day. VIP ticket, business class, free accommodation, free food, and an escort. You know what happens when Anita moves out for a single day? She receives $400 per day, plus 5 people to move along with. Probably she could even be moving in a private jet. So now, all those that the president has been seeing, and the president has acted. The CDF, you know when it comes to hierarchy, the speaker and the CDF, the speaker is number 3. Meaning that if the president is not there, to be the vice president,
yes,
and then to be the speaker.
Yes.
You know where the CDF is? The CDF is in close to 20s. But do you know what is happening? The speaker is kneeling down for the CDF.
Because the CDF is the first son.
No, this has nothing to do with the first son.
It has.
When you commit a crime, remember the president is still there.
Yes.
When you commit a crime and consume money and eat our money, our taxpayers' money, do you know how many potholes we pass through?
But
do you know how much fuel costs now?
Allocated to be spent.
No,
by the
it wasn't.
parliament.
When Kadaga was the speaker, that parliament was consuming 4 billion. In her speakership, the money is above 15 million.
That is because the finance minister can say no. Don't give them that
money.
The
thing is, you're not getting this right, is that all the appropriation for government entities is passed through the parliament. Any appropriation that this entity, this ministry, this is your match. The minister for finance has nothing to do with that money appropriation. His money is that keep our money there. How that money is spent, it has passed through the you hear supplementary.
But there are 500 people.
You hear
parliament.
Exactly.
Who are supposed to vote on it.
And that parliament had close to 80% of the NRM cadres in there, of which you know it's very well that Anita had power over them.
Allegedly.
So did you get to know, were you informed that his daily expenditure was increased to $404K?
No, I didn't know.
Exactly. It was silent. Then when it came to the money for MPs, you were also didn't know. So that shows you how powerful that speaker is. Is number 3 according to the hierarchy. Is number 3. So if you're powerful like that, and the president sometimes, because he has a lot to handle, is controlling the entire government. He doesn't have to look into those nitty-gritties of how things are and etc. But at least we are lucky and we are happy that now the new revised and improved CDF has come out and said, Anita, go back home. You have a lot of land. Go and plant matoke.
That's why I'm saying this is a dictatorship.
No, it's not a dictatorship.
Not a centralized democracy. A CDF has no say over the speaker.
He has.
That's how it should be.
But you know very well that the CDF is also the presidential son.
No, that's what I say.
No, but I mean, the president can help. Can't you tell your son, help me here and here?
Oh, that's exactly my point.
And the CDF is acting
as the first son.
For your information, the CDF is not the one who withdraw. They just withdraw their support.
Yes.
They didn't say speaker.
And
no.
the command came from the CDF, not the president.
And
not the president of the party, but from the CDF.
The CDF has his views. Because also has the views as a citizen of Uganda. Are you trying to say he's not a citizen of Uganda?
He is.
Exactly. So those are his views. And
but he's not a normal citizen.
He is a normal citizen.
Whether he's the CDF or not, he's not a normal citizen.
So
the same goes normal. For Natasha.
Define normal.
You and I, we are normal.
So you mean for him is not normal?
No,
what qualifies you not to be a normal citizen?
Because my say has no effect on the government, but on anyone in this country.
When you join the government, your say will now add value to it. You say, because right now
but I'm not. That's my point. That's why they are not normal, and for us we are normal.
Right now
we are in the general public.
You are in
the 98%.
Yes, but you are now as an ordinary citizen.
They are in the 1%. Only 1% of the population have a say that has an effect on this country's politics, on this country's economics.
Yeah.
And you and I are in the 98.
So imagine if you're the president, and you hear that Anita has done those in the last 5 years, and you know very well this said was part of the Mabati thieves, and you know what happened to Nandutu? Nandutu ended up being sacrificed for all these people.
Yes.
But the list was clear. She was part of that. You remember the other thing you said of Masikin? Does it now just fight with that our previous speaker has been a Masikin?
I don't know why we are only pointing at the speaker.
Everything that because right now
the cartel is huge.
Who has this? Who has a Rolls Royce?
The speaker.
Tell me another person with a Rolls Royce.
No one.
Exactly. Do you know how long Kadaga was a speaker? 10 years being
was
a speaker.
15?
10 years. No, 10 years was a speaker. 10 years was a deputy speaker.
Oh. Yeah.
20 years in that position. Does he have an aeroplane?
She wasn't smart enough. Triple A knew the game. She played the game.
Now, you see, she played the game. She's in the game. But what is happening is that all that is now going to a waste. A few days from now, if you hear a drone at her place, don't be surprised. But anyway, Dolores, away from Anita, she has fallen. We have nothing to do with that. We're not celebrating that she has fallen. We're not here to celebrate the failure of people. But at the same time, we won't be happy when you eat our money. We want to go to potholes. Fuel prices are high. We won't suffer
because of the war in Iran.
Because of one person is no. The government can subsidize using the money that she stole. Do you know how much 4 billion can do? Do you know what is happening to the Luwa?
That was a personal money.
Do you know what happens to the Luwa hospital? The hospital has literally failed to kick off. But someone is embezzling money. No, we are not going to allow that. And we are glad that our president, the one and only president, the best president in Africa,
who gave over 3 billion
to who?
To the new elected MPs.
No, he
gave each one of them 100 million.
That is his money. He has cows.
So you don't believe that also that
is his personal money. The president has a lot of cows by now. A lot of cows.
The same goes for that.
No,
AAA.
It doesn't. The president has been in power for the last 40 years.
Yes.
And he gets 3.5 as his salary. So the president decided
on paper he gets 3.5.
Yes, that's the money he gets. But he decided that money wasn't enough, so he decided to invest into farming. And he's one of the richest people with a lot of cows. So if he says, I'm going to issue out $1 million, $100 million to each MP, that's nothing for him.
That is 4 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
That's triple A spent.
Yeah, that's nothing. He will sell his cows and the milk, etc. Don't you take yogurt? You think that yogurt comes from trees? So, anyway, moving away, because you've seen it's Kabanda that broke the news. And Kabanda is Kabanda Muganda or Munyoro? Kabanda is you know there's a saying Abaganda Bariba Ankwe. So Kabanda was a darling to Anita. Kabanda was one time a housemaid to Anita. Kabanda was one who literally would carry Anita's bag. But during the president's swearing in, Kabanda had a letter firing Anita. And he didn't tell Anita that, my friend, at around 4 p.m., I'm going to go on the media and we are going to chase you away. Now, apparently, there have been a ruckus. Where now, if you've been watching movies, drop those movies because Uganda is the movie now.
Hmm.
There have been a ruckus between Kabanda and Namere. I know Namere with her mouth not clean at all against Kabanda. And no sooner she had sworn in, she took a rally to Masaka. Of course, distributing money, etc. And you know what happened? A drone came for her. And as we speak, according to the rumor, there were bags and sacks of money in her home. Now the husband is the one lamenting for us that lamenting the president please help us, etc., etc. But my suspicions that the drone has acted, and Kawanda had warned us earlier that some people are in those positions or were elected out of fraud.
Yeah, like Namede.
Exactly, and they are saying that the judge has already been given instructions on how to proceed. So as we speak, she's somewhere in a drone, which we don't know where the drone is. And these are the people that have been thinking that they own us. When have you heard Namede speaking?
You know she sent full figure at the hospital.
She hammered the full figure.
And then after losing the vote, she claimed that she was cheated.
Yeah.
And then they did a recount,
so
where she came out victorious.
Yeah. So you think you think Namere and Kavanda is a worthy battle, or Namere is trying to fight for Anita?
It's not worthy. I would say Namere is in the same category as Triple A. There's something wrong with their brains. They don't think well.
You know, someone has been leading. Actually, all the laws that have been passed, they cannot pass those laws minus the speaker. I just wanted to say that we've been having a guest speaker in Parliament.
Yes.
Yes, what your statements?
She's a puppet. She doesn't have a brain of her own. Otherwise, she wouldn't have bought the 3 billion car. Because you have to think before you act. If you're doing things that someone told you, it's not your brain that's acting. You're just a puppet.
So you feel like she was there swearing because she didn't know exactly what. Because according to the rumor in that meeting, they asked Kadaga to tell the team on how she managed to run the parliament on 4 billion. Yeah. Kadaga explained to them, then they asked Anita, who are you to spend over 15 billion? And indeed, what you're saying is like, she maybe, but you know, there is a saying that whoever joins NRM, once you swear in, the first thing they do for you is to drop your brain. They put your brain in the basket, you'll be there in the parliament, minus your brain.
Yes.
What if that is the same thing that is happening to her?
Of course, it's the same thing that happened to her.
Namere.
It's the same thing that always happens. You can't rule over smart people.
So you think the parliament had smart people, the likes of Semu Uganda?
Semu Uganda, he's worrisome. His objectives are not very clear. But I will say this. There are a few people that are smart in our government. And the rest of them are puppets. Do what you've been told.
Yeah.
That's why I said this is a dictatorship, not a democracy, which works for us.
Yeah, but you know very well that they are going to vote for a new speaker.
Who is going to come out, and it's going to be from NRM.
Yeah, but you can be surprised. It could be, you could have the Norbert Mao was on the front line. Yeah. Now it is Jacob Oboth or both. And they have said, actually, according to Moses' statement, is that he has been a very prominent minister, never in corruption. But however, when you look on the Mabati list, his name was also appeared. But like Kadaga said that he used those Mabati for the 1 inches for Mutuwa Wansi. That's what Kadaga did. You might find that even both did the same thing. Yes. So they are clean people. But the likes of Anita, yes, they come is whatever, is hospital.
They are not clean people. They are smart.
They are smart people.
They know the consequences if your name appears on that list.
So you think that the new speaker, is he potential? Or
Yes.
will he be potential?
Yes,
Better than Anita?
of course.
And you propose that Taewa is seconded to be the deputy speaker, or the entire cascade, the entire cartel has to be broken?
The entire cartel has to be broken.
So he needs to go. Those are your words, not my words. Anyway, moving on. The scam for Shamim Malindi. She disappeared during her term, claiming that she's sick. She was in Nairobi for the whole time, enjoying life, enjoying our taxpayers' money. And remember all the days that she's there, she's paid both the money away and her salary. When it came to election, and no, first she came back for the card when the NUP was issuing out the cards. She came back. She won the card. She went back. Time for election came. She came back. She won the election. She went back. Time for swearing came in. She came back. She's sworn in. Now I don't know if she's still around. So, and what is on the ground is that this is her last time. She's going to act like Kaziwe Bashir. You will be shocked that lady, you won't hear anything from her. Nothing is going to come out of her mouth through the entire 5 years. Remember, she has been working hand in hand with the foreign mayor. And actually, good enough for the mayor. Mayor has already gone into his personal businesses now. I've seen clips of him in his office. He drives himself these days with his car. So, Shamim Malindi and the other MOPs, you think this is what we are going to see?
It's always what we see. And by the way, kudos to her.
Why do you mean by kudos to her?
For not wasting our time going in the parliament and dozing off.
She dozed off, literally.
That's what I'm saying. So what she did was, she took an interest in her life. Instead of wasting yours. She goes out to wherever she wants, whether Zanzibar, and enjoy life. Instead of coming here and wasting our time. And if you need something from her, maybe, let's say, a vote, she'll come back, vote, and go back. I think she has done her part.
Yeah, but you see that we're going to have very many MPs in the similar cadre. MPs that their role is, they are going to issue them with some good money, a lot of money. And I think in just 1 month of report with the parliament, we have close to 700, 800 millions. And you're going to be shocked that people are going to receive that money. That is it. That's what took them to the parliament.
Hey, you went there to get capital.
So exactly, they are going to get it. And would you blame them?
No.
So you agree that Shamim Malindi and the others should join the team and then make wealth in these 5 years and exit parliament?
Because, let's talk about the Semujungandas.
Yeah.
They have been very prominent in our government.
Yes.
They are always speaking. What have they gotten out of it?
A lot.
Like what?
Semujunganda they have prominent business.
The same thing is happening to the other MPs. Get that money and open up another business.
But at least they have been justifying our role and they have been defending our role and how our role is supposed to be done.
Regardless of what he was saying, nothing was changed.
But at least
the money that was going to the White House never changed.
It did echo. I mean, it make us into light. Several things were happening, but they were happening in the background.
Yeah, but still, nothing changed.
But at least some few things are changing. Anyway, that was moving away from the swearing in. Is there anything that you saw was attracting to these MPs that would have sworn in?
Not much.
There's an MP for elderly sworn in minus a Bible. Pondo. Sworn in minus a Bible. I don't know. He doesn't believe in Islam.
What does he
Neither
do for
does
the
he
elderly?
believe in Christianity. He will try to talk whatever he wants to talk, being something. But anyway, I didn't see anything prominent in those sworn in. Of course, we saw very many people coming up on board. But what also came up clearly is Minister Kasoro. He has 3 wives. He came with the elder wife. Very interesting move. The other 2 wives have been talking and yapping. He picked the elder wife and he's like, you know what? You've been there for me. We've struggled together. You come and you go for the swearing in.
Yes.
Then that's what. There's then another man from Karamoja. He came with both of his wife for the swearing in ceremony. So that's literally how been. You can see already the parliament is going to be a dramatic club.
No, but Kasolo is a smart man.
How?
There is someone you want on your side when it matters the most, and there is someone you want on your side when it's all about enjoyment.
So the other ones are the other two ladies. There's a lady who talks a lot. She talks a lot, but she was dropped. Apparently, she was left home. Yeah. So anyway, other than that, we want to play before we play the audio for the Right Honorable Kadaga in one of the NRM caucus meetings. We want to first justify this statement between Eddy Kenzo and Nyamutoro. Nyamutoro is a minister. When you go for, state functions are protocol functions.
Okay.
Protocol has to be purely observed. Nyamutoro, she's a Nakawere. Okay? She was invited for the swearing-in ceremony. And ministers, they deserve for you a seat, not 2 seats. Now, because Eddy Kenzo is the husband to Nyamutoro, Eddy Kenzo also followed Nyamutoro. Now, the man is thinking that he's also a minister because the wife is a minister. But then, my friend, Sachita told the man, you're not a minister. Move away. Do you know how it feels to be thrown away from a seat and all cameras on you? So apparently, Eddy Kenzo was told politely, move away from this seat ogenda otule mu ntebe za muntu wa bulijjo eri mu tent mu musana. That's what Eddy Kenzo was told to do. And he says, I'm a minister's husband, I'm wife, whatever. They said, we don't care. So Nyamutoro tried to plead, and we know, trust me, the man was hijacked, taken away. So does it mean that if you're a minister, the wife is a minister, you're also a minister? Or Eddy Kenzo is thinking that since he's the musician president, he issued a copyright law which he didn't even know what copyright meant, is now a minister? Or is someone who is trying to assume power, or he likes lights?
I think he thought, since the wife is the minister, he also has some powers in the current government.
Yeah, but
which was unfortunate.
He is not anywhere near the first family. That is assuming. Do you see, the likes of Eddy Kenzo will end up being like Anita.
But isn't he like the leader of the musician thing?
For a certain league, not all of them. Yes, and they said it was a spearhead in the copyright law. Yeah. So does that justify him to sit in the ministerial section?
No.
Yeah. So why? Or why? Because he's a musician. He was going to sing soul. Yeah. Then he's like, okay, have a seat and sit. I think Eddy Kenzo is trying to overpower himself over things which don't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
He needs to know his level. He needs to accept that the wife is the minister. And for him, is in the 80% of us. I mean, the 98% of us.
Yes.
Not presume power, which is not called for. So anyway, so that's what is transpired during the swearing ceremony for both the president and the MPs. And key point to note is Sanya no sleep. There was that time of Museveni at Okwebaka. Now has disappeared.
He wasn't clear on who is not going to sleep. The government or the people?
I think the people who are corrupt. There's no time for them to sleep. And you've already seen it happen. You think Anita is sleeping now? I have a feeling that every hour is like 2 years in our case. Anyway, I want us to play that clip for Right Honorable Kadaga that she spoke in one of the parliamentary caucus, trying to pour her heart out, showcasing that the people who have done nothing for the NRM government, they are trying to shine. Over to you, Dawe.
I started as the chairman of LC1 in 1989 in my village in Bulamuti. I moved to LC2. I went to the National Resistance Council. I've never been to any other party. So all my life, I've been a member of NRM. Secondly, Honorable Chair, I think we should not have politics of expedience. You see there? Yes, President. We should not have politics of expedience. When you are filling the form, expression of interest, you are asked, What have you done for the NRM in the last 10 years? Those are the guidelines. We have not changed them. The person aspiring to this office has only worked for 3 years for the NRM. Whether she was doing work is dependent, that's your business. But for the NRM,
that's a very touching story from Rebecca. The things that she has done for the NRM government, she was thrown out. In fact, the sake for the women, she was thrown out. Anita won. But you hear a justification as why she needed to be in that role. She has been in the NRM government for the whole of her life. They have kicked her out. It's so annoying. That lady was almost she cried in front there last time when they were electing the speakership. And you can hear her emotions when she's saying those words. And mind you, the president was also present in that talk. She has done everything for the government, and Anita has been in NRM government for 3 years. And what has she done? Bought a Rolls Royce.
Of course.
Kadaga warned them before that the lady that you're trying to forward front is a snake. And mind you that Anita has tried to, and we're not saying we are pro Kadaga, but he has tried to make all MPs worship him, to the point that those MPs no longer listen to the president. So my worry is that if the NRM government come up with the Jacob Oboth as the candidate for speakership, and then Anita also comes in as an independent, what is actually going to happen?
Of course, both will win.
First, did you hear her speech very well? Did you hear how touching the speech was?
Touching.
Or you think like it's politics?
Yeah, this is politics.
She's also playing a game.
It is not about loyalty. It's about results.
But she has results. She had results. Yeah, she had, and she still has results. Yes.
We had to try something new.
And the Rolls Royce has come out.
That's why we need also another thing that's new.
So anyway, Double S, as we get into our second segment, that is the prom and the mega function. Do you have some remarks in relation to so far what you think if this government is going to do anything good, or if they should kick out all the corrupt individuals, whether you're MP, whether you're minister, etc.? Do you really think we are on the right course?
We are on the same old course.
But people are being kicked out.
People have always been kicked out. And new people have always come in. It doesn't matter. What matters is we need our country to stay peaceful. And also, for those of you out there and saying the government is keeping you in poverty, wrong move. Fine, they swindle the money.
Yeah.
But you gave out that money. That money is no longer yours.
Yeah.
Once you get taxed, that money is no longer yours. Go and make your own money. You can go into farming.
Yeah.
Agriculture products are not.
Yeah, but the government has so many development. There's PDM, so in case you didn't know, away from this government, this is a very strong government. We believe in this government, and it's going to do wonders in the coming 5 years. At least that is what we've so far already seen. We are peaceful. We don't have any war here.
The first one I want is for us to host AFCON next year.
It's going to happen, and the president is so much in touch with that.
With our country, until it happens.
Number is being renovated.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, on to the second segment is prom and mega functions. The prom has become prom. Parents are struggling to look for fees. Parents are blackmailed to pay for prom included in school fees. What is the value for this prom? I will tell you, for the few proms that I've seen, kids were looking like 60 years old. Could be here when schools changed. The dressing was off. I don't know if a school, yes, it's a party, but the school that allows open dresses, nearly to close to 70% the dress being open. These proms are now no longer a one-day thing. They are a 3-day thing. The next thing you're going to hear, proms on airplane. That's the next thing you're going to hear.
But they say no cars, no planes, no nothing.
That is what is going to happen. Did you see the deco? They had, there's one prom that had this Abeka band singing for them. Some of them are, Bridgerton? There's a series called Bridgerton. Some of the prom school they showcased that. Very crazy dresses, so big. But at least those ones were somehow decent. But when you look at some schools that did their show, the decoration, the what and etc., it is something which is literally awful. Because personally, I would think is that as parents are struggling to get into, to look for their money or to check into their pockets, struggle to make ends meet, and then to make sure that at least the tuition base there, the tuition base there for them to to have something interesting, so that these kids can go to school and study. Someone is hosting a 3-day show, and mind you, these guys are going to come up with their results. You don't even want to mention them. But 3 points that we need to discuss about: parents being forced to pay prom fees included on school fees. Why can't they take it off so that those parents that want their kids to go for prom can do that? Those kids were putting on dresses for 5 million. They are nearly competing with the Anita Among dress. That's what those kids was happening. When you look at the decoration that they did there, it's unmatched. It was way better than the swearing ceremony for our president. You can imagine. When you look at the setup, the musicians that they hire, and etc., it is too awful. I think as Africans, we are misusing these things, and this is really something that is not supposed to happen. We need to change how things are. So, colleagues, in the studio, we have a few colleagues that we've tried to host today. Probably because UDCL disappointed us. We have to borrow. We all don't live in the village. Apparently, we have some people in Guyana that living in uptown. And so the uptown people, they don't have power issues. So UDCL decided to migrate us. And hence we have to migrate the what? The podcast. So in the studio, we have 2 colleagues. I think both of them at least have witnessed prom in the recent days or at their school. And some of them have attended, some of them have not attended for the reasons they will tell us. But to start off, and like we said earlier, is that we have 2 of them. So I'll begin from you to introduce yourself and tell us who you are. Yes, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, JW. So I'm by the names of Mercy. So thank you very much, JW. I'm the names of Mercy. Yeah, the main case is all about prom. So here's the thing about prom. He mentioned one statement whereby he was all like, for most schools, they make parents pay the money for prom. So whereby it happens like this. If maybe say a school wants money for prom and maybe say they can't raise it all at once, they don't tell parents that they have made an increment about this and this on the school fees. The increment is made just like that, whereby the parent finds out later on that the money they paid as an increment on the school fees was money for prom. Because if they tell our parents that we have prom and it's maybe say 350 per child, they'll be like, no, this is a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. So they'll say not to pay it to the school. As a way of diverging everything, they just put it on what? On school fees. The next thing he also mentioned about the dress codes. first of all, prom is all about impression because it's school, and if you don't impress, then most kids will be like, nah. We have those categories termed as showbiz, the cool kids, ordinary kids, the weird kids. So prom is a state whereby you have to come and then you have to look all good and then you show everyone that, yeah, this is me. So for most kids, they feel like when they show more, maybe say that dresses have to be short. Yeah, when they show more, they feel like, yeah, this is me, and then the way you guys were taking me is just strong. I have to look like exceptional.
So, Mercy, in relation to say looking exceptional, looking what, how is that part of the academics? How is that part of talent? Is there any talent that is showcased during prom? Is there any talent that has tagged to what took you to school? And do you really have to wear expensive dress near to Anita Among's dresses?
Actually, no. I see prom as maybe say sometime where it's like a leavers party, almost leaving. Maybe say just have to have fun. But then most kids...
3 days?
Yeah, 3 days, a week. Things happen like that. So for most schools, they make it a week because they want kids to maybe say they have different segments. We have these, we have maybe say games, we have a castle, we have a food truck, we have different types of activities in the school for that whole week. And then some kids want to show that they have it all. Mm-hmm. That's why they actually go and then they get clothes of like 5M and above.
Yeah.
So me, what
custom design clothes.
Exactly, such stuff.
Yeah.
So me, what I feel like, and then for most schools, they have competition between themselves. Maybe say it's a different school and then another different school, and then they come along and then they're all like, we have to win this other school. Maybe say St. Julian and Elite. They have to compare each other. So they have to see which school is better than the other in this segment. So if you pull up something that's very better, maybe say decoration, guys, for most people, what they say, it gives them an impression that for most kids go to different schools because of prom. How did they decorate? How did they do this? But me personally, what I feel like is that people shouldn't overdo something. When you get a cloth of 500,000 or 300,000 that looks very, very good, and then you compare it to someone who bought a cloth of 5 million that doesn't look good and just looks okay, you're fine, yeah. Now compare those two people. Someone will not know that maybe say this person bought the dress of this and this. It will be a difference, but then the difference will show in how someone would look. Yes, that's what I think.
So, how someone would look, how someone would feel. Again, my point is, does it have to cost an arm and leg for the parent?
The parent, actually, for most parents, I have no problem with it, but then for other parents, they do have a problem with it. Because prom takes a lot of money. You hear some kids saying, I spent over 20 million to my parents on prom. You guys have to be so good at this, things like that. So I feel like it's a disadvantage to most parents who find it hard to give their kids what they want.
So you're trying to say that in conclusion, one, it has no business with academics.
It has no business.
It has no business with the self-posture of the candidate or to maybe have confidence with that particular candidate. It's literally done for likes.
Exactly. It has no help in anywhere because you can't tell me that someone would get straight A's from there.
Yeah.
There are very many kids who go for prom and come out with very, very poor marks at the end of their next term.
So, your take home, should it be abolished?
Yes, it should be abolished.
So you seems like you're not contented with what she's saying. You feel like it shouldn't be.
True.
Yeah.
But it's true. But I'm like, for something, okay, like yes, you can get good performance from the things because like we have this example of the boy from Elite who brought a helicopter and all that, tap the money he spent.
But that was last time, and that one faded out. They are no longer allowing cars and helicopters, etc.
But still, it's still there because the amount of money put on the school fees of the parents, it's unfair. And also, some parents don't like their children going for prom, and some parents do, and then like it's very troublesome for the parents. Then let me talk about like the money spent on prom.
Yeah.
So most of the people, like the most population is girls who go for the prom stuff. Then
So boys also.
okay, yes, but boys are also there, but the most population is girls. And girls, we have the makeup, we have the dresses, we have the shoes, we have the everything. For boys,
Hair, the Chinese hair.
yeah, the Chinese hair and everything, the wigs, the
Yes.
natural wigs, what,
Yes.
and those natural wigs like cost a lot of money. Like you can find a natural wig at like 3 million and above.
But you realize those are the wigs that make you look like you're 60 years. Yet you're just in form 4.
Yes, they do, but anyway, that's their. It's like prom is dressed to impress.
Who are you impressing?
Like the okay.
The school.
No, like the people viewing.
Then what happens when you impress them? What happens? They're not going to sit with you in the exam, right?
It makes you
Or
feel
maybe
on another level.
in your school, people, since you face to impress, you have the Anita's dresses, etc. You see people on the paper.
It makes you feel like you're on a different level from others. It makes you feel high. It makes you feel like, yes,
You've made it in life.
yeah, I've made it in life.
Yet it's not your money.
Okay, yes, it's not your money, but still, you've impressed everyone. Everyone is like, oh my God, that girl, she's so, what, she has money, she has everything. No. It's, okay, it's prom. Okay, the money is spent. First of all, the dress. Now, the dresses, you can find someone is wearing a dress. You ask her, how much is it? 5 million. Then you like. Then you got some other girl. How much is your dress? It looks stunning. She's looking nice. She's perfect. She's not showing off, but she is there. Then you ask her, how much was your dress? Like 300 or something like that. Then she says. Then you go and compare. You be like, this dress is more expensive than this one, but this one looks better than the other one. Meaning, money is not okay. Prom is not all about money. It's actually just like, it's just supposed to be an entertainment before you like go for the stress, the examinations. What, it's just a party, like just a party. You know, they say the brain can't work without like play or something like that. So the prom is
Are you trying
mainly,
to say that for the 4 years you've been in school, you've not been playing?
okay, you have, but
So prom, because it's even too dramatic, because the makeup, the funny wigs that they install on your head, the nails are like pointing as if they are going about to point a shark. Like, what is happening?
That makes it different.
Like, so you feel like, oh, now you're playing by having long nails.
Yeah, okay, that makes it different, because like normal parties, you don't have the nails, you don't have the hair, you don't have that, but prom specifically is for that. You have the hair, you have the nails, you have the dress. Yeah.
So, and then exactly, so what value does it add? Let's say prom has happened for 3 days, right? So on the 4th day, when the wig are gone, the nails are not there, what happens? Do you still feel the 5 million that you put? Or do you work in a school over those dresses are wore for a month?
No, okay, you still have that thing that yes, I killed it on like prom, and yes, I have that name, I am famous, but it doesn't add anything to your studies.
So when those people are walking through, they are the cafeteria, you guys are there looking on those who are in candid classes,
yeah.
And then you feel like, oh my God, those ones, they have made it in life.
Yeah, they actually, most of us feel like they are oppressing us. We actually feel like they're oppressing us.
Then why do you have why you don't need to attend?
Because like, okay, the money spent, it's just useless. But still, when you're there, you have to appear, you have to cheer them on, you have to make them feel like, yes, they're on top of the world.
So, in correlation to what Masa said earlier, just for your statement, should they abolish prom, or they need to do prom the older way? Just bring a disco, kids stay in their uniform, they play, because for us, our prom is late. We bought a father, paid for us. I took at the airport around like 5 p.m. and that is it. End of story. We ate and that is it. It was done. But you people, 3 days, ceremony, pre-prom, mid-prom, and then afterwards you have the final prom.
I think it should be done like the old way, because in this, like our daily life right now, the money that is spent is like too much, and first of all, that money is put on the school fees, and parents are told like whether you pay or not, your child is not entering here without paying the school fees. Whether they are going or not, they have to pay the money, and the money is added to the school fees, which is like really unfair to the parents. So like it should be done the old way.
The old way, because the old way the school used to put the bill.
Yeah.
Because it will literally be less costly.
Yeah, and it would be fair to the parents.
So I want all these schools that are hyping the prom thing, when the exam come back, why are they not always in the top best schools? Why how come that it's the opposite? So that's why we are saying we are just fine. First, the parents are put under pressure. And if the kid doesn't go for prom, like, oh my God, this is it, my life is over. Right? Now, when the results come back, the schools are hyping the prom are the opposite.
Okay. So like this time, I hear nowadays it's, okay, yes, nowadays it's 3 days. That time they've used for the prom, like the 3 days, they are wasting it on prom instead of like going and revising, which is like making them like go low on like the performance. First of all, the school takes time to prepare for like the prom, like now all that preparing time, the actual thing, and again after the prom, first of all we have the kids who are like, oh, we are tired, first wait, what and everything.
Because that's that if the prom takes 3 days, those are the actual event days. Okay, preparation takes 3 weeks back.
Yes.
Okay, and then there was what we call after prom event.
Exactly.
That's like a whole month wasted to ashes.
Yeah.
Nothing has been at that school. All the entire school is misused by people who will come and put on literally nothing. So the concept is that the money that is invested is the first. And the fact that the parents are hustling, maybe they are donors. There are parents who donate that, yes, let's finance this prom, and other parents have known to put a bill. We have such schools whereby one parent says, I'm going to support 100 kids for prom and etc. So the other parents are okay and they're normal with whatever they are going to do, and they're like, oh, it's okay, let it be there.
Actually, yes, it's massive, but I have a say upon that. There is no parent who can wake up one morning and say, let me fund everything. That parent has never, ever been seen in any school. Prom doesn't help academically. Prom adds nothing onto a kid. Prom is just fun. If a kid misses fun, doesn't mean that they're not going to have fun at home. Exactly. Kids go for plots, festivals, concerts. Prom, I will see, okay, yes, it's done. It's a 3-day thing. You're going to spend a lot of money. The money can go somewhere influential, financially, and help you in some different thing. But then you wake up one morning, someone to go for prom, then you create a ruckus between your parents, you get angry, there's so many things kids do just to go for prom. But all I'm saying, it helps in no academic way. Yeah, thank you very much.
So in before we come back to your submission in relation to abolish, is it of any use? Is it of any use to a parent, or it's a gold mining tool to pick out parents' money that she could have this for something, also could have this for something else?
It's definitely a gold mining tool for the parents, because most times, as I've said, like it's put on parents' school fees, and then like it's a must for the parents to pay it. They would have invested that money in like the school, maybe for facilitations or anything like that.
And then your conclusion remark on that?
Yes, it should be abolished, because the same money you can use for prom, if you want to upgrade something upon yourself, you can also still use it. So thank you very much.
All right, so you heard it, right? You heard it from the horse's mouth. Some of us, we are way past prom days. The chaos that prom causes within the school is unimaginable. The money that is put into the prom is unimaginable. People who are well made of, or parents, cannot afford certain bands. Schools are affording these bands. Ready carpet has become ready carpet. Mega function. I think the cheapest dress I've seen so far, the prom I've seen around, would be like 3 million. the shoes, the attire, and etc. So the confusion that happens in the school for close to 1 month, because, so my God, the Form 4s or the Form 5s are going to sit their exams, is not necessary. Life is ahead. Life is not in the schools. School is just a short time while. Go do your thing and then leave out the rest. So for us, we are not prom pro people, and we don't believe in wastage. And we believe in education at its best, not purely education. Because if someone doesn't go for prom, oh my God, my world has ended. My life doesn't make sense. Oh my God, I'm going to commit suicide. No, we don't want that stuff to happen. And for schools that are not doing prom, worry not. The ones that are doing prom, they have no better than anything. Okay, they are trying to prove something, but you have nothing to prove. So if a few schools are competing against prom, don't participate in the similar battles. Let those that think can keep it. Those that cannot afford it, or those that cannot do it, it's free will. I mean, why hustle? There's no need to hustle. So, do you have one more last thing before we go away from the prom thing? Yes, please go ahead.
Prom mainly. Now, a parent, you can find a parent and the child quarreling. Mommy, I want prom. Mommy, I want this. Mommy, if you don't put for me prom, I'm going to kill myself. So you find those quarrels between parents and like children. Then it ends up, the parent is like, you know what? I'm no longer paying for your school fees, which ends up into school dropout.
Exactly. And colleagues out there, schools out there, is that this prom thing is going to become tension, and it's going to become pressure for other kids. So if you're doing it, like, just say the past, do it quietly. I know there's social media, etc., etc. You're trying to advertise your school in one way or the other, but do it in the rightful way. There are schools that don't do advertise, and they're doing very well. There are schools that do their in-house prom, and no one even gets to know that something like that happened. So if the education ministry comes in and then regulates such function, maybe you will wake up. And that is the part where we feel like many actors or playoffs and etc. needs to whatever to jump into. Davores, do you have any comment or any concern? You heard it right from the people that are still in the prom era. For you,
a lot of people are going to be against me with my comment.
Yeah.
But the problem is the parents.
Uh-huh.
Full stop. Because for you're only pointing it at prom.
Yeah.
But this thing of kids showing off happens every day.
So if the
during VDs, during the term, during holidays, you know, they're always comparing what they own to others.
If the school doesn't organize a prom, how will the parents be forced to pay the money? If they say there is no prom. So it starts from the school.
Oh no.
So you don't have to blame the parents. The parents
it's the same parents that are going to say no to prom, and then they will pay a 3 a.m. educational trip to Zanzibar or to Tanzania or wherever the kid is going.
So you see, that's what I'm saying. You see, Numbers was saying there is a plane. Sometimes, you know, ever boarded a plane coming back to Uganda. And apparently that plane had the kids. So it was in VIP, and he also saw kids in VIP. And also the plane was empty. So when he reached at the airport, the kids, they didn't go through that process of stamp here. The kids just went through. So then when someone told him, no, my dear, that was a school bus. Those kids were coming from school. So in other words, there is a plane that lives here every day and comes back in the evening to take kids to go to school.
So you're getting my point?
And then he also further on went on and said, there's a plane that lives here in the morning and in the evening, just carrying matokas, not people, just matokas. So this character or this culture that we are borrowing from the Western world, we need to copy accordingly. This is Africa. Will never stop us from being African. We won't bridge. We'll remain Africans. So when we are copying, we need to copy accordingly. We need to copy something that is going to add value to our cultural values. But when you copy, then you bring Bijaton here, then you find people saying 3-day prom, someone was saying a 3 million trip, etc., etc. They have no value to whatever we are living. They have no implication. Guys in China, kids in China designing robots. We are fantasizing dresses here. We are fantasizing prom. People here, you saw a clip whereby they were comparing Africa and what? They were comparing Africa and China. Comparing Africa and China. Here we are saying, oh, in the morning, in the evening, in the whatever. And churches are recommending people pray from Monday to Sunday. In China, people are making the chips. So, of the two, who do you think God is listening to?
The one making the chips. But my point is, the problem isn't with the kids, and the problem isn't with the schools. The schools are money makers. So regardless of what you say for them, it's a business.
Yeah. And then you realize that the Ministry of Education actually, through the government, set guidelines for these proms. And seems like the schools have become divergent. The schools are doing their own way of doing things. So probably we need to ask maybe where is the ministry?
By the way, the school isn't the problem. These kids have a cabinet.
Yeah, but
and that cabinet decides what's going to be done on
within
that prom.
The school.
But the administration of the school has no say over what's going to happen on the prom.
It can dictate because the school.
So you also believe now dictatorship is good?
You mean, yeah, I mean. So you mean that the prom happens at the school premises when there's no teacher at all?
Oh no,
they give
them a supervisor.
You can give back to what they might. Is that the case that the prom things happen when a school at all being involved? It's purely organized by an independent entity?
That's not the main issue. No, that's not how things work. When the schools decide upon something, it's when the students decide upon something, the school has to say either yes or no. If it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's a yes.
Exactly. So the school following the mandate for the government, because like we said, the guidelines are there, but the ministry is not following up. Do you have something to say?
Sometimes it's the school that encourages it because it makes the school popular.
Yes, this is a business, my friend.
So popularity versus what the government has put aside versus what the guidelines have been placed aside. So which popularity are you trying to prove here?
More popularity means more kids, means more tax for you. Choose. Do you want the taxes or not?
Oh, as the government, we want the taxes.
Hey, of course.
So meaning
you have to let some things
more
slide.
Kids that go to school, the more money the government makes.
The more money those kids spend, the more taxes you get. They are buying that stuff out there.
You feel like prom is good for the government?
Yes, plus the school. So not good for the parents because the kids are, draining the savings. But for the government and the school, it's a jackpot.
So that means it's so if we want the prom things to be abolished, the parents have to end it.
Yes.
No more prom.
Yes, and the parents have to come, as an entity, like not a single parent, not us here, you and me talking about it. Yeah. No, like you have to go in the board or maybe, create a chat and be like, you know what? We don't want any more proms in schools. Other than that, nothing's going to change.
Okay, so in something which is just popping up through is that this is more of in private schools.
Yes.
What exactly is happening in the government schools? And before you add a comment to this, is that you notice that the government schools perform way better than private schools. So, what is the consent here? Because now you're saying government and private school versus taxes.
Yes. Again, takes us back to my point. This is a business. A government institution is not a business. It's there for the people. But this is a school.
But you know very well that the government schools are the majority.
Yes.
You know that, right?
No.
Yes, the government schools are the majority.
No.
Or if not, they have the highest number of kids in terms of population.
Yes, that is because of, the fees.
Have you seen a nearby school, Kadonge? Do you know how many kids they have?
It's because of the fees.
Exactly, that's what we are saying. So, what is happening in those schools?
The private ones.
The government schools.
They have their normal proms. Whereby they are not popular, so no one cares. Whether you put on a tuxedo or a t-shirt, no one cares. But someone who is going to Elite she's a daughter of a CEO. somewhere. They need that camera. They need that popularity.
So
for government individuals, they're already broke. No one cares. They know you're going to put on something cheap. No one cares.
So I see you must exactly. It's like your head is boiling. What is inside that? Tell us what's happening to your brain.
It's not like that. Let me tell you something. You're going to go to a private school and you're going to show off. Someone is going to go to a government school whereby they pay maybe say 300 or 650. They're going to get a government sponsorship. And in Form 6, you're going to get 8 points. Your parents are going to have to pay tuition. You'll be this kind of a kid whereby you have to do a retake. A retake needs money. The kid who was there in a government school is now currently living a very school-free fees life for their parents, so it's worth it. There's nothing to prom, nothing.
Yeah, so you had it too, and WS, I know you had it. Your way of prom days.
For me, no,
so
yes,
the
I
prom
am.
candidates or the prom that they're not seeing value into it. Now the thing is that
it's only this one that is not seeing value
prom,
into
no
it.
prom, but the fact of the matter,
But
there's
Lucky
no
sees
prom.
a lot of value in prom.
And in your conclusive remarks, we want to move to the next topic. Your final remarks on prom.
I don't support prom, but there are some factors that are actually the facts. Because now, okay, like let me go to the opposing side now. Now, there are some government schools that are actually known, but they don't have prom. There are actually some government schools that actually don't allow prom, but they are very famous.
Exactly. Exactly. Famous and no prom.
Listen to me. We are back to my point. When it comes to business, money talks. When it comes to government,
the money
speaks.
you're looking for prom is just once the way. It doesn't even add any value. Maybe for the vendors out
value
there,
to the kid,
for the people that are selling those dresses, etc. Yes, there is that money
also,
component
it adds value
in there.
to the kid.
Which value does it add to the kid? They are going to take back usually those dresses are hired.
No, most of them buy those clothes. By the way, most of them buy the clothes.
So you know very well that when it comes to the Muslim schools, they don't believe in that waste.
For us, we don't do with music. We don't deal with music.
Exactly. For example, like you know very well, you know Kawempe Muslim, very prominent school, has always bright students. So they don't do those prom, and they're not popular. Don't they?
They are popular in other fields.
Don't they make grades
in other fields?
Academic related fields, brain related fields that are improving something on a child. But how does the prom improve anything onto your thinking? Into your education?
When you go to the origin of the prom, it was started by some schools, to
outside.
Make the kids a little bit. Even here, to make the kids a little bit relaxed. Because when we go to the old curriculums, kids would wake up at around, about 2.
Double as you conclude on that topic. The time is not running.
They would wake up at 2. They would read a whole, maybe a whole textbook.
Yeah.
By the time, they wanted to make them a little bit relaxed before they go into the paper.
It's okay. Double S, we want to. So, yes, that is very true.
And also, it was like a farewell party.
Then let it be.
Let's do something good for you to, we've been with you for 4 years. It has been great having you here. So, have something as you
Okay.
You go and start your life.
That's okay. So, you're saying, one, it should be revised.
Yes.
It should, so that it doesn't be
extravagantly
so, and that doesn't have any impact on the child's brain, on the child's performance. That one we need to agree. And
it has.
And what we are saying,
depression.
what we are what we are saying is that there are schools that are not doing prom and they're doing well off.
Yes.
And what we are saying is that the ministry set guidelines and these guys need to be followed again. So that's how we are concluding on this topic. So moving on, double S into local content, back to football. Colleagues, remember we said earlier on all our previous podcasts is that we are humans and we are Ugandans.
Yeah.
So these things happen. We don't want to see them and be, oh my God, they passed. No, we have a time to discuss about them and to express our views on them because we live in the same state. We have kids that are nearly going to those prom things. We have kids that are still on boarding. And there's schools that we need to make sure that this culture doesn't eat us completely. So the government needs to come and intervene in a few things and We are happy people. This podcast is not to fight anyone. This podcast is just to, to just to express our views and be happy. What matters is be happy. Remember, we said in our previous podcast that if you feel like you're stressed, you're depressed, and dancing in the junction is what will make you happy, go get some radio, put on music and dance.
The same thing for prom. If you feel like you want to pay for prom, 20 M,
just
feel free if it makes you happy.
And it will make you happy.
Can't spend 20 M on a prom.
All right, so we started off earlier with the AAA being fallen, or as fallen. Apparently, the FUFA boss here in Uganda is the husband AAA to AAA.
I told you they have money.
So now the question is it time for Magogo to resign?
I don't know, it's overdue. He wasn't even supposed to be the FUFA president. But anyway, you know what? They brought Chan here. And AFCON.
What do you mean by brought Chan? You see,
brought Chan here. That was the first tournament we have ever hosted.
Let me tell you one thing. I want to take you back to the ancestral way of how things are. Countries have developed. Countries have moved to stone ages to the current times not because oh my God we have so and so. No, sometimes the development is supposed to happen
regardless of the person who is
exactly.
No,
through the leadership of our president, there is peace here.
Yes.
How many stadiums has Mago constructed?
I don't know, Hoima.
And it was constructed by Mago. That is government money, my friend.
And Akibua.
That is government money.
All
that is government money. So there is no if the
and
money.
Also, the Mandela Stadium wasn't built by any FUFA president from here.
It was
what
built
I'm saying. By Mandela.
Exactly, but at least through the government, because the government provision data. So, land.
The same thing for Magogo.
No,
give him some credit.
He's not done anything. So this is the time for Magogo to resign. Because keep in mind, they're not going to have any more money. You see how we spent our Chani money, the championship, giving it to Shiba. He gave all our money to Shiba to entertain the VIPs. Of which VIPs, they are part of the VIP that don't pay any single money. They enter the stadium for free. Show me the ticket that Magogo used to pay to enter that stadium.
Of course he can't pay.
Exactly. So, and the money that we suffered and went to the stadium to watch their shitty football, as he claims it, they use it to give it to someone, a musician that doesn't even add value to football. This is the time for him to follow his wife. Yes.
I think I also agree with that.
Yes, it's the time
he needs to go. He needs to go.
Yes, let him go.
But who do you see as the replacement?
Of course, the previous FUFA president. Abaganda
so moving forward, you are moving backwards.
Abaganda bagambe wakule nume. You know that proverb?
I know. How does it?
Wakule nume, like what it means is that there's not only one person who will be great. There will be others to come through. So this is the time we are saying the things that you see where Uganda Queens usually they are hotels where they normally put them, and I'm very sure those boys when they got outside they also put them in very funny hotels.
Yeah, but now it's not the role.
They have been embezzling their money.
It's not the role of FUFA when you go abroad.
And no,
whoever is hosting you has to cater for.
They get a different experience when they move out. But very well they have been embezzling money here locally. All the money that was being given to FUFA has been taken. Muchaba has been saying those in and out. I think and I believe for the love of football, for the good of Ugandan football, for the good of our country, and for the good of the fan, Magogo should resign. This is it. The time has come.
He won't resign.
The time has come. I'm told he removed the term limits for FUFA president.
Yes, he did.
Like he wants to rule forever.
But that's the same thing your president did.
The president is the president. You can outvote him.
You can also outvote Magogo.
He changed the term limit.
Okay, wait. Magogo is appointed.
Yes. No, they vote. The delegates for FUFA vote. They vote. So, but him says no more voting. He wants to be there forever. Yeah, that's what he wants. But the president never said that. the president removed the term limit, and it's not the president who removed the term limit. You quote him wrong. It's the parliament. The president doesn't appear in the parliament.
How much influence did he have in that parliament?
He doesn't have any influence. He's the president. He doesn't get his business in term limits. But Magogo comfortably said it himself. So it's time for him to follow his wife. And as he resigns, he needs to refund all our money back.
Do you have proof of that money?
The documents are there. The Shiba, what did the Shiba do to receive close to 300 million?
He sang.
So singing,
that is a luxury experience.
Singing, you consume that money.
Yes, it's luxury
How much
experience.
money? Okay, if you add up that money vis-a-vis the VIP money, what the money the VIP had paid, is it worth it?
Of course not.
Exactly.
They're
That's
paying around how much? 150.
150 exactly per person, and I'm certain
I don't even think
they
don't even amount to
100 people.
Yeah,
exactly. So you do the maths, and then you give someone 300 million. That money that they would have come and sung in the ordinary people where we sat.
Yes.
Because at least we had the numbers. We are full to capacity.
Yeah, we paid our money.
Exactly. So we are tired of people embezzling our money in football. So let them, Magogo should follow his wife. The time has come.
But
they should cruise
in the be voted out.
They should cruise in the Rolls Royce.
It doesn't look like he wants to resign.
And he's not going anywhere. So in addition to that is that you've had many complaints about our World Cup qualifier for under 17 team. That they are old.
Yeah, there is that Nigerian guy who keeps beefing with us.
Yeah.
It's called Omo something.
Yeah.
Omo Baba. He was saying that we have full-grown men who by now should have retired from football. But they are the same men that we are using for under 17. And he said this after our win. That's the problem with winning.
Yeah.
If we lost, everyone would have been quiet. They've been like,
it's normal.
Yeah, that's Uganda.
But you know very well that we had one time, I think a few weeks back on a podcast, looking at a certain captain who was claiming to be 15 years, but looked to be like 70 years. And he was comfortably playing football.
The youngest captain in the whole tournament.
Yes. So do you think it's a vice? Because you saw even all African players usually cut their age. Even professional teams do so cut their age.
But there are machines now that can tell the age of a person based off their skin texture. Why do they bother with documents? Go and bring that machine and scan everyone.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
So do you think that we need to look in the authorities need to look into that?
Of course not. We are winning. Let our opponents suffer.
But I mean, and the paper says if someone is 18, is 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
a birth certificate.
So chances are we grow well. That should be the term. We grow well. Here in Uganda, we grow well. We have freedom. We eat very well.
Yes.
Exactly. So that Nigerian, let him go and hang. Or let him also bring his older people and then play against us.
Let him wait for us when they come for Africa.
Exactly. We will also prove to them to be the other round. Anyway, Double S, before the swelling was happening, we had a drone show.
Yes.
Now, what is surprising for me, and this is part of our tech segment, is that I was trying to follow the whole concept up to see if they are Ugandans that are going to fly these drones. That was one. And I was disappointed. Indians everywhere. So it would be so good to showcase, you see in Nambore when the guys were flying on parachutes from the planes landing on touchline using their parachutes, were they Kenyans?
No.
Were they Indians?
No.
Were they whites?
No.
They were what?
Of course, Ugandans.
Exactly. So it would be so prudent, so nice to have Ugandans flying those drones. You mean we don't have Ugandans who are capable of flying those drones here?
Photographers use them all the time.
Exactly. And what is strange is that they showed us the big man himself. They showed us the hospital. They showed us the aeroplane. The one that Bamutulachi almost collapsed. Is that all? And did you see how floppy it is? Did you see the drones that we are used of? Is that what you saw?
I don't know.
You've seen these art in the sky there.
Yes, it's supposed to be artistic.
Exactly.
And
Did
what
you say
we
anything
saw-
like that?
In comparison, it's like getting a nursery kid picture of a girl and putting it next to the Mona Lisa. You would be very disappointed.
Yes.
Because have you seen what the Chinese do with those things?
Exactly.
Is
I've
that
seen.
the best we could have done?
It is not even closer.
It was like we used like over 20 drones.
Exactly.
We couldn't get like 100 or 200.
We need to have over 10,000 drones to really portray colors. Give us our flag in its colors the way we know it.
Yes.
Where was all that? And it's mind you will be shocked that that one costed us $1 billion.
Just bringing 20 drones here.
Exactly. And
plus
now that is when.
software that is going to run those drones
Exactly.
and some few Indians.
Exactly. So you're trying to show to us that we are good at things which are imported. We cannot have guys are doing computer science at campus. There are very many students.
Yes.
If it is that each drone be driven by an individual, let them do the computer program to control those drones accordingly, because they move according to coordinates.
And also, there's already a system that runs those drones.
Yeah.
All you have to do is bring that system here and show the kids how to, run it. And that's it.
And those guys felt like, oh my God, they have done us wonders. They have done us the best out there that we need to do. Honestly, was that fair?
No.
And all our money was taken there. You see, that's what I was saying you earlier. The Chinese people are mining chips, are designing chips. For us here, we are praying for Monday to Sunday, speaking in tongues. Drones come here. None of our students, none of our kids that are flying drones. We've been seeing drones all over functions.
Yes.
Where are those guys?
Photographers.
Exactly.
And remember, it's not the system running them.
Yeah.
It's some individual who is putting on a VR
Exactly.
cargo
Exactly.
and, moving
Exactly.
that drone without crashing it.
Exactly. So again, you mean we are this incompetence for something as simple as that we can't produce, but we are going to be Sandalabasita throughout?
Okay, let's say the vision was good. It's the execution that had a problem.
Yeah, but then you saw what the guys did in Photoshop for Bobby Wine Attic's impression. You saw what they had there. They had fancy pictures. They had very well organized drone pictures that these guys could have portrayed. So they showed us to us that even with advanced technology in our hands, we are incompetent. That's what it meant.
It means we don't have that technology here.
Or maybe the cartel the people.
Yeah, probably.
What if those guys were not even paid, or they are even still demanding money?
Yeah, you might find that the invoice is saying 1M, but they actually got like 200 million. Yet it's saying 1 billion. So maybe it's not their fault.
And
someone in the middle there swindled the money. But anyway, it was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Most people thought the drones were going to drop money actually.
Oh, that's why they were all very eager watching.
They thought the drones would drop money.
But unfortunately, the money didn't happen. So then they should go and hang. So anyway, double race, moving away from the drone and the likes. Because, what happened. There's nothing much we can do about it. So, on to FA Cup final. I know we discussed this about last time. And we didn't dig much into it. When you look at Man City, it's versing Chelsea, of course, at Wembley. This match is happening to that 5 p.m. First, I know in this game, Chelsea are considered to be the underdogs. And higher chances are Man City is going to win. That's what everyone thinks. But you saw Chelsea and PSG. Remember, in the Club World Champion. Chelsea hammered. PSG comfortable.
Also hammered Man City once.
Exactly, in the Champions League, which we didn't watch, and we woke up and we were all shocked because we didn't watch because we knew very well Man City was going to do what? Was going to win. So, in your analysis, in your thinking, of course, comparing the games, the previous games that have happened before, what is the fate for this final?
I also feel like Man City is going to win but I'm rooting for Chelsea. I'm rooting for Chelsea because, to begin with, for Man City,
Give us your tactics.
this
your
is just
analysis
another normal trophy.
for Man City.
But for Chelsea, this might be their last hope of going into Europe the next season. If they win this game, they would have a chance to go into Europa the next season.
Yeah.
No, I think, what position are they? 10th?
The one Chelsea.
Hmm.
I'll keep continuing. I'm going to give you the
I
position.
think it's probably like 10th. But Man City is stronger. Man City looks stronger. You know, Chelsea, they are struggling with a new coach. He's interim.
Yeah. So as we speak now, as we stand, Chelsea's there in the 9th position.
Against someone in the 2nd.
Yeah.
So you could see why everyone would think Man City is going to win.
But tactically, given the analysis that we are saying about all the previous finals, is that Chelsea have gone in there when they are the underdogs.
With a good coach, Maresca.
Oh yeah, now they have an under coach. So you believe that Man City is winning?
I think Man City might win, but I'm going to root for Chelsea. Anything can happen.
I don't know why I have a feeling that Chelsea is actually going to win this game. And that's where my bettings are. So what's your expectation? Are you expecting Palma to shine, Haaland to shine, or it's going to be business as usual?
No, I feel like the common figures are going to be marked tightly. So the people that are going to shine would be the people you least expect. Like maybe someone from the midfield, or maybe a winger, but Chelsea's bad on the wingers.
Yeah.
Estevao was ruled out for Champions League, out for World Cup, so he's not coming back anytime soon.
Even for World Cup, he has been ruled out.
Yes. They remain with Pedro Neto and Joao Pedro. Their forward is not that strong compared to Man City's. Man City has a solid team, so everyone is going to root for Man City. Because, to be honest, if I was betting, I can't put my man on Chelsea.
Yeah, of course. It is hard. It's more of like a miracle for Chelsea to
put my
win
man on
today.
Chelsea.
Yeah, they have really been playing for pay. But anyway, that was on to EPL. Time is not literal on our side. Is that we are looking at game week 36 match reaction. The first game was between Liverpool and Chelsea. That game I was disappointed. I expected Liverpool to hammer Chelsea comfortably.
It was a 1-1 draw.
And it was a 1-1 draw all. So is that something that got shocked to you?
Yes, it was a shock because actually Chelsea dominated that game.
Yes, and I remember Palmer scoring and then they are cancelling his goal by just a near off, which to me did make sense, but I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, but I think we are waiting for that new rule whereby the whole body has to be offside.
And then, of course, we have Brighton and what else? Brighton hammering Wolves 3-0.
Expected.
Fulham, Bournemouth hammered Fulham 1-0, but they both got red cards.
Expected.
And then Sunderland and Man United.
Actually, I thought Man U is going to lose. But somehow,
you drew.
Yeah, they managed to get a point out of that game.
And this shows that you no longer have a motive of playing. Now you're playing to end the games.
Yeah,
So
you're already in the Champions League. So.
Then a surprising game for me was the Man City hammering Brentford 3-0. I didn't expect that.
I expected this, but not a 3-goal
It's Brentford.
gap.
Yeah.
Thought it would be like 2-1 or 3-2 close.
And then, of course, Burnley drawing with the Aston Villa 2-2.
Shock.
Exactly, even
For a team that has already been relegated.
Exactly, yeah. And then Crystal Palace Everton. This one is to me it was normal.
Crystal Palace, okay, yeah.
And then Nottingham Forest drawing against Newcastle.
Expected.
Then the match winner for the week, if not for the title decider, was the Arsenal game and West Ham. Arsenal narrowly winning the game by 1 goal.
This was a good game.
Very
I watched the
interesting
game.
game.
It went up to, was it like 70 minutes?
Yeah.
0-0.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Arsenal is doomed.
Yeah.
At this point, I was like, you know what?
I stopped watching at that around that time. I'm like, let me just go and get something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then somewhere, Trossard managed to put Arsenal ahead.
Yeah.
But then, things just got worse. West Ham became more
aggressive.
Yes. So I think Arsenal even conceded a goal.
Yeah. And the miraculous,
which by most Arsenal fans almost fainted.
They did. Not most, they fainted. They fainted. That was it.
It took like, was it 5 minutes or 10?
Yeah.
In VAR. Trying to check that goal until it was ruled out. But I think that goal was fair. You know, he grabbed the goalkeeper's arm.
Yeah.
And I think the goalkeeper.
The goal was fair, or it was right to be cancelled?
It was right to be cancelled.
Yes.
That goal was right.
Yeah.
Because the goalkeeper, I think he wanted to grab it. He didn't want to punch it. He just wanted to grab it. And then this guy holds his hand, so you know the ball goes right at his back, and then Saliba puts a knee on it, which Wilson strikes right into the net. At first, the referee gave the goal, but after the VAR check, it was cancelled. And at that time, all that was in my head, imagine being an Arsenal fan.
Oh my God, it was crazy. Moment. It was crazy. And you know what is strange? That Google took long to update that the goal had been cancelled. And there was no commentary at all about what is happening in the stadium. But you would hear everyone quiet. No one was saying a word.
People are praying.
Exactly. But surprisingly, it was overruled and we celebrated. And I think from that moment onwards, I don't think there's any way any of us going backwards. No. When is Arsenal? Okay, we'll look into that today. So then, of course, when we look into the EPL table, is that we're having Arsenal with the 79 points, followed by Manchester with 77 points. That's a 2-point gap. Of course, Man City are having more goals. That is a 1-goal difference between Arsenal and them. Then, of course, we have Man United in the third position. That is at 65 points. Aston Villa at 62 points. They managed to hammer Liverpool comfortably, remember? That was yesterday. We are going to look into that match in details at a later date. And of course, if I go to the bottom three, we still have Wolves at the bottom, followed by Burnley, and then, of course, West Ham in the 18th position. So it is West Ham, Burnley, and then Wolves at the bottom. And the gap between West Ham and Spurs, Tottenham Hotspur, is just 2 points now. Then when you look at through the title contenders, if you check in their double races, that Haaland, do you think is getting the golden boot?
Yes.
He's 4 goals ahead of Thiago.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and I saw Captain Fantastic was named the FL Player of the Year. Has he been named Captain Fantastic?
I don't think he's going to win the MVP.
Okay, and then the clean sheet, of course, David Raya.
Yeah.
And he's 18. Is so far 18. Giroud, even if he wins clean sheet in the following games, he cannot do what? He cannot outwin him. So this one I think is okay. And then of course the goals still Haaland, possession, through balls. We still have Bruno Fernandes being the man there. Yes, touches in the box, of course, Captain Haaland. And tackles won, is surprisingly, it is Joe Gomez for Wolves. And then, of course, we have blocks. It is James Tarkowski. He has made more blocks. Then we go to interceptions. It is Cancelo. Are you surprised?
No.
Then clearances is Virgil. Then saves is the Blavka. Has made more saves.
Which is obvious. You know, the man is always facing shots.
Then, of course, we have duos one. We have Elliot Anderson.
Yes.
From Nottingham Forest.
From Nottingham Forest. That's the man I want.
And then, from Man U. And then, of course, we have Elios. Elios one, it is Virgil. It's good in space. Of course, we have indiscipline.
Really?
Yeah. Indiscipline. So we have Christian Romero with 3 red cards. Yellow cards, Andre for Wolves. This is very strange. The man with the most fouls is Igor Thiago, a striker.
A striker.
Isn't that news?
Means when he gets frustrated,
he just summons anyone.
Yeah.
And then of course we look for offsides. That is Everson. He has been the man who has been offside for many times. So are you surprised with what so far we've discussed through before we go to fantasy?
Now, all the stats are valid.
You're expecting him as they are.
Yeah.
And they're not in shock in any way.
Apart from the foul thing, really, Thiago, we have midfielders who are always fouling.
I don't know why
all the time.
I don't understand how a goalkeeper can be fouling. How a striker can have those very many fouls.
That's my only issue.
It doesn't make sense, but I mean, what to do?
There's nothing to do, you know. There are defenders who are always fouling, making tackles, and you speak about a striker.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have fantasy. If we go into our segment, last segment, it is fantasy. Is that we have the Namavund, which is still ongoing. Those that have been knocked out already.
Yeah.
And as the table stands, is that of course Unity is still in lead. If the King is still in second, and of course Jacob is still in the third position. At the bottom three, of course, we have the undefeatable in seventh, Camp FC in eighth, and then Entebbe VIP comes in at the last. And as we proceed to the cups, of course, the cups have been ongoing. And of course, Pioneers was knocked out.
Yeah.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. And of course, the Camp FC was knocked out. Entebbe VIP knocked out. Pioneers, the undefeatable, knocked out. Now, as it stands, the Kai Live FC was also knocked out. Now that brings the group back to the originals. The mediocres have been kicked out.
Yes.
And as it stands, Fifi the King is versing NL Moments. Very tight battle. And if you look into their teams, it's already tough for them because Virgil yesterday scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
That was a game against...
He gave you 12 points?
Exactly, he gave me 12 points. And if you look at NL Moments is... none of his players have so far played. Yes, and he captained the Haaland. And if you look at Fifi the King, also captained the Haaland. So it's not decisive, yes. Anything can happen. Now, when you look at J-Code versus the unit, you can see I captained the Haaland, and you captained someone who doesn't have a future.
So is Haaland. Haaland is going to be tired from the final. You know they are playing on Wednesday.
Yes.
After today, they are playing again on Wednesday. They're going to be tired. So I went for someone who, nothing to prove, but he's a more safe option.
Yeah, but as it stands, I don't know why you don't have Virgil. As it stands, you're still... but anything can happen.
Yeah. Because
it's too early to judge. So far, that is what we have in our cup, in our Namavund Cup. We are at semi-finals rather. We are at semi-finals, right?
Yeah.
So we will judge who will win the lead, who will lead it. Then others, we are sorry. You can try again
next season.
So far, are you surprised in the way they are grouping? Last season, I was versing you, right?
Last season, I feel like I versed Fifi the King in the final of the cup.
You went through the final.
And she won. I think she won.
Yes, yes. So far this season, this is how it is. And WS, can we get into our teams?
Yeah.
We are trying to chase time. So you can open your team because now we cannot make any changes to our teams.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, in goal, none other than Pickford. And this is this game's weak team. Defense, I have O'Reilly, Mokile, and Gabriel. So for Everton against Sunderland, I'm rooting for a 0-0.
Okay.
Hey, that would work for me. So in my midfield, Casemiro the last time didn't play and wasn't on the bench. I don't know what had happened to him, but I'm trusting him this time and leaving him in my team. With Chucky, Palmer, Bruno Fernandes as my captain, and Trossard. My forward, I have Joao Pedro and Haaland. I wanted to captain Palmer, but I remembered, Spurs, is in the struggle.
Yes, and I was discussing with the king, and I'm like, honestly, I had first even made Palmer as my captain, but then I remembered I'm versing the unit, so I played Chifidis. I suspected that you could have picked Haaland.
No.
So that's why I ended up giving Haaland, but I didn't want to give him Haaland.
It was tricky.
Yes.
Remember, they have a game today, they have a game on Wednesday, and they also have a game at the weekend.
Exactly.
And I remember the last time he was benched.
Yes.
So I was hesitant, and I was like, no.
Okay. So if we get benched the other time, then I'll have to whatever with the Palmer. That's why I maintain him as my vice. So when you look at my team, I have Raya. I was so intelligent this time. Arsenal wants to win.
And they are facing Burnley.
And Burnley, which has already been relegated. They have nothing to lose. So, and I expecting a clean sheet there. That's why I had to bring in Virgil. Now I thought Liverpool was going to have Aston Villa, but that didn't happen. Now,
but still Virgil gave you points.
Exactly, 12. And then I brought in Gabriel because Arsenal wants to win.
He's essential.
Exactly. Then I have Coyote that I had for Coyote. Then I have Captain Palmer. They are playing against Tottenham. He can do wonders. The season is about to end. Then, of course, I have Duku. You've seen the form he is on. I decided to bring him on. And then, interestingly, I have these Wilsons and Fulham.
Yeah.
I have Fulham players. I have Wilson. I have King.
You have 3 Fulham players?
Yes. And I have Raul. Reason they are playing against Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves has nothing to
exactly.
do.
Chances I might get points here.
Yes.
That is my mathematics. And then that's when I had to use my wild card. Of course, I have Joey Kellers. As soon as to score. The man has been on form. And I have my captain, the Haaland, as my captain. On bench, I have the Bravka. I have Munoz. I have Pape Matessa. Because I was less on money. I needed to squeeze money somewhere, somehow. And then, of course, I have the one and only Kadioglu. So that's so far how my team is standing. And I believe the unit is going home.
It's too early to tell.
Of course, then we get into our prediction double race, as time is not on our side. You saw there was a game that happened yesterday.
I would have given that game to Liverpool, to
of course, the UDCL disappointed us. But what to do? That is the first game week, which ended in a 4-2 goal. Liverpool being hammered again by Aston Villa.
I would have given that game
to Liverpool. And we did give it to Liverpool in the previous episode.
Liverpool doesn't deserve a Champions League spot.
Yeah, true. So as it stands, Liverpool is in. Let me see here. Liverpool is in 5th. And Man U guaranteed. Aston Villa
guaranteed.
They are at 62 points. Liverpool is at 59 points. So Bournemouth is far. If Bournemouth win their game today, they will close into Liverpool. You get Liverpool is 4 points ahead of them.
But they're playing Man City.
Yeah, Bournemouth is Bournemouth, my friend. Yes. Okay. So when we look at the matches that are happening tomorrow, today we don't have any game, surprisingly. The matches that
only have FA.
The matches that are happening tomorrow, we have Manchester United and Nottingham Forest.
Man United, of course.
At the kickoff. Then we have Brentford and Crystal Palace.
Brentford.
Everton, Sunderland. Complicated one. I'm suspecting.
Yeah, but I will go with Everton.
Then, of course, we have Leeds and Brighton.
Brighton.
Then we have Wolves and Fulham. Of course. Clean win here.
Obvious.
Then we have Newcastle and West Ham.
Complicated. But I'll go for West Ham.
Then on Monday we have Arsenal and Burnley. Arsenal. And then of course we have on Tuesday we have Bournemouth and Man City. This is a draw game.
It's a draw game.
And then of course the last game on Monday would be that is Chelsea and Spurs.
Chelsea.
We're suspecting Chelsea would win this one. So far that is what we have. Double is anything that you think fantasy-wise, so far how the season is moving, we have one episode to go to end the season.
Well, when we talk about fantasy, it has been done.
Yeah.
Nothing much is going to change.
Yeah.
Other than those who are still, striving for the cups.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yeah.
nothing else is going to change. You're going to hold your positions.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing much will help
Yeah.
with your position. But when we go cup-wise, if you're at the semis and you make it to the finals, congrats to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we wish you all the best in the final.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's time to enjoy the league.
All right. So colleagues, you heard him right. So, WS, in your conclusive remarks, I want you to focus on Chisanja, no sleep.
So Chisanja, no sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know why he used that phrase. I don't know who is supposed not to sleep.
No, it means no more joking. If you are doing podcasts, you have to do them at the right time.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
But, okay, maybe it's serious, but I need to first see, I'm an African. Words don't mean a lot until action is applied to them.
And haven't you seen already the actions?
Yeah. See, in AAA. But this was done by the CDF. I need to see things. Okay, maybe those are the actions.
Yeah.
They are mentoring and preparing the CDF for the next presidency post.
Those are your words?
Hey, they could be preparing him for the next presidential post.
Yeah.
Because how do you say that the CDF came out? For the CDF, by the way, you shouldn't be... How can I say this? You shouldn't choose any party, whether NRM or no. For you are in the military forces. You have to defend people, regardless of their party. So when you come out and speak on behalf of the NRM, if you're not being prepared for the presidential post, then you're wasting our time. You are in the wrong place and doing things that you're not being paid for.
Yeah.
That is above his paycheck. Endorsing people is above his paycheck.
Okay. So is that how you're concluding?
Yeah, my conclusion is, unless they are preparing him for the presidential post, we are going to sleep.
You think we're going to sleep?
I need to see some action.
No worries, let's wait. The term has just begun. It's still so young. Time is so young, so we have a lot to go through. So basically, I'll tell you point blank is that, number one, I like the way our president dressed for his swearing in ceremony. It shows that the president that makes his own decision.
Yeah, as long as you're putting on something decent.
Exactly. It shows that the president can wake up and chooses what to put on. And number two, second, to forefront the daughter. So the daughter was next to him. So that which is a good point is that in other words, we have a well-able president and a president that will take us to the next generation.
Generation?
Yes.
A whole generation?
Let me tell you one thing. Leadership comes from God.
No.
If he's still the leader, it was meant to be like that. And no one can ever defy that.
Speaking about things coming from
God, power comes from God. Is our president, you concluded, didn't you submit your remarks?
There is a certain surgeon who they made a comment. And they said, God has enabled you to heal a lot of people.
Yeah.
He said, you don't know how it feels when you are in that room, that surgery room, that OR, and you are performing a surgery on someone. You have to make sure they don't come out with the brain damage. You have to make sure they come out well. He said, I don't expect anything from God. I am God. Your life is in my hands. Any mistake I make, you die.
Is that surgeon still existing?
Yes, he's still alive.
He
said he is God.
No problem. Now let's give him more time on our next podcast. And then see more details about that. So anyway, as I was saying, I believe we are in good hands. The CDF has proved to be powerful. And which, for us, we don't believe in corruption. Let the money be used for what it's supposed, or what its worth is for. We don't want to eat our money because you're in a certain position. No. If the president comes out here and say you've eaten, and let them be accountable. Whoever stole our money and whatever, we need our money back. That's the thing. So other than that is that if supporting Jacob or both, makes you happy, why not? Go support the man. If eating a Rolex, which has proven to be expensive these days and we are to find on the road,
And they chase them off the road.
And that's what you want to do, go and eat the Rolex. If you want to go and stand near State House and admire yourself in the future being a president, go and do that.
That last advice, don't follow it.
If the neighbor has flowers and you want to pick them, go and do that. So the shortcut, what we're trying to say is that do something that makes you happy. The president's term this time is Sanja for no wati, for no sleeping.
Yes.
Let's adhere to the government programs. Let's make sure the PDM does what it's supposed to be done for or worth for.
Of course, people are going to choose the PDM.
And they will get you. They will get you now because things are changing. You eat that money, they will come for you. I don't say the government is bad. No. Do what you're supposed to
They
do.
gave you that money as capital for you to return it afterwards.
Exactly. So other than that, I would want to wish you a very lovely weekend. We'll be back here when I think we will do a live show for our last game.
Because the all games happen at the same time.
Exactly. So we'll do a live broadcast. We've given in our prediction for this game week, and I think double S on that moment. I want us to look into the prediction for match week 38 quickly, because we will get into that show into a live. So we won't have time to pick the fantasy team. We won't have more time to pick the other things accordingly. So I want us to go through this quickly. As we wrap up, is that Man City, Aston Villa. This is game week 38. Your predictions?
Man City.
Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Sunderland, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Spurs, Everton.
Oh, tough one. Everton.
Then West Ham, Leeds.
West Ham.
Man U, Brighton.
Man U.
Burnley, Wolves.
This is a funny game.
Yeah, anyone can take that
Wolves.
one. And then Crystal Palace, Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Fulham, Newcastle.
Fulham.
Liverpool, Brentford. Teams to be relegated.
Burnley, Wolves, and Spurs.
Burnley, Wolves, and Spurs.
Yeah. The two have been confirmed. So Spurs is still on the edge.
On your list, are you putting Spurs?
Yeah, my list is Spurs.
And the winner
of the league, Arsenal. Second, Man City. Third, Man United.
There is no question about that. Yes.
Yeah. Fourth, Aston Villa. Fifth, you never know.
Liverpool or Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So colleagues, we decided to do that because we suspect we won't pick any of our fantasy team the other week, after that week.
Yes.
So our teams might be likely to be maintained. We'll be giving you just updates on how the league is going, because we'll be watching the game live and they will be happening at the same time.
Yes.
So we'll do a live broadcast as we wrap up the show. So for now, stay tuned and big up to you. Do what makes you happy. Avoid the chaos. Don't participate in these ruckus of people who are sworn in. Don't join them. Do your business. Wake up. Do your business as usual. This is Chisanja. No sleep. Chill out and bye.
Peace out.